Hold tight, my little darklings. We have some announcements to make. That's coming up next, right here on the Paranormal 60.
I'm not gonna stand here and listen to this baloney. You won't know. He doesn't stand for baloney.
Sounds like a lot of supernatural baloney to me.
Supernatural, perhaps. Baloney, perhaps not.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in, spending a few minutes here with me on the Paranormal 60. I know tonight is a night that is supposed to be dedicated to the supernatural news and emails. And to be honest with you, I wasn't feeling it today. The reason for that, I don't think there's many of us that don't know somebody that is in Florida in the path and or wake of the hurricane Milton that is making its way there and the devastating damage that it's doing. My biological father lives there, and although he did abandon his home to go stay at a hotel, they are 10 miles more inland. Power was already knocked out at the hotel. No backup generators there, I guess. It's a long night for a lot of people. And as much as I love my friends and having them here with me to share and spread laughs and talk, I just felt like it was a little disingenuous tonight to do that. And not just because of my dad, but many different friends and followers of the Paranormal 60 and the Paranormal 60 news. I have many friends that physically live in Florida, some that just were not able to evacuate. They financially could not evacuate. They had no place to go. They had no money to go with. It's brutal when you think that there are people that are caught in tragic experiences, and because of financial situations, they're unable to do anything to protect themselves. So, with that in mind, I thought tonight we would forego the normal format of doing the show and the joviality we usually like to bring to the Wednesday programs. So, I was just going to do a very truncated, short little bit here with you and share. It's becoming more and more prevalent to me almost weekly at this point of just how precious life really is, how quickly things can be taken away from us. A house that my father loves and adores living in Florida, very close to being washed away. We won't know the finality of it all for the next few days, but sadly, where his house is right in the destructive path. And where they're expecting 10 to 15 foot waves and water damage. There are a lot of people like that around the United States that are just in crisis and dealing with health issues, mental health issues. I know this is always the time of year where many of us are excited as we roll into fall and into the Halloween season. And then after the Halloween season subsides, and it does seem to go just faster and faster every year, when we tumble into the Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's, a lot of people are left in a seasonal depression. And my hopes is not to add to that tonight, but instead as a gentle reminder of how important the people in our lives are. I've learned as I've gotten older, it's not always the quantity of friends, but the quality of the friends that you have in your life. And I will be honest with you, hitting the age I'm hitting, I'd always hoped I would have hundreds of friends. But the reality of it is I don't. I have a handful of good friends, and that's good. And I have many followers and friends of the shows and the TV series, and I've been very lucky in that sense to have my life shared with so many people and have so many people feel close to me. And I see that when I go out to live events and get to spend time with you. And the hugs and the conversations and the meaningful time that you elect to spend with me and allow me to spend with you. I don't take it for granted at all. Not at all. Because remember, when I'm on the road, I'm a stranger in a strange place, usually by myself. Although there will be friends there that are fellow speakers, they're being pulled in 14, 15 different directions at events as well. So it has been a real honor through the years to be able to mix and mingle and meet so many of you people at these events. Many of you have become longtime friends and associates. Some may have only blazed briefly through the sky of my life, but you've left impactful views. This is a time that we all really need to start thinking things through. You know, COVID came along and shook us up, but I don't think people really understood. And I know I probably am definitely in that subsect of people that just didn't understand the importance of what that was telling us of time to quiet down, take stock of what's important, love the ones that we're surrounded by, share in those moments. So, as I do get older and as the news is filled every day with war and riots and rages and political derision, and at this point, horrific weather and wildfires burning out of control, I'm just reminded how important life is and the people that are in it and who we allow into our journey. And I know there's a lot of people that we've had pass through our lives that maybe weren't so good for our lives. And it's real nice to try to be optimistically happy about, well, we've learned a lesson from each and every one of them. And you're right, we have. But a lot of times it sucks. And how many of the times that we spent with those people were we robbing ourselves of spending time with the people that really matter? It's time to start taking stock, folks, right? The world is shaking. It's going through a rebirthing process, and we're witness to it. Earthquakes, volcanoes, wildfires, cataclysmic storms, back to back to back to back. Disease, you know, just examining, it's been 8 years since my mom passed, 8 years. And in that 8 years, I've lost close to 20 people in my life. 20 people that I would give anything for 5 more minutes to just be able to sit and talk to them and see them, spend time with them. And I watch my kids growing up, how quickly it goes. When I began my journey into this field with the paranormal and paranormal radio, my youngest daughter was born 11 months later. She's now a senior in high school and about to embark on her own life. Where does it go? Now, luckily, my heart and head is filled with a lot of great memories from the people that have come through my life. Not as many as I would have liked, not as many as I would have hoped. But tonight, instead of gathering in our cluster here, our friends that are online and sharing time together with our online community, which is important and is great as well, maybe it's time to just turn off the computer, put down your phone, spend some time with the people in your own home. Let them know how much they mean to you. Maybe pick up the phone and call and tell them that. I mean, not the people under your roof. You really shouldn't have to call, although I've raised teenage daughters and sometimes that's easier. But take stock of the things that are important in your life. This show has been very important to mine. And I am truly honored and humbled that every week I get to meet with you at least twice to talk, to share, to open up, to make you think, to make me think, to laugh with my friends, to laugh with you. I hope that each and every one of you are able to find something in your life that fulfills you like that. I truly do. And before we wrap up, with your permission, I would like to do a prayer for those people that are suffering right now, that are fearful, trembling, maybe in a dark place, watching the water rise, not knowing what tomorrow brings, watching out their windows as a fire rages on and gets closer and closer to their home. And a prayer for you all. Lord, I just ask that you hear us, that you be with the people that are suffering through the different trials and tribulations around the world, from war to famines to illnesses to the horrific weather patterns and wildfires that ravage our planet. Lord, I just ask that everyone that hears this tonight, you open their heart and allow them to start to see and experience life in new and beautiful ways. I ask that you peel back the scales from their eyes and I ask that you open their minds that they may see and experience love in all new ways. And there's going to be a lot of healing that's going to need to take place, not just in our country, but around the world with everything that's going on. And Lord, I'm a firm believer that when we do come together and we raise our voices, they are heard and that great changes can be made. So, Lord, I just ask that you strengthen and fortify the minds, bodies, and spirits of everyone on this planet. Bring us together, unify us, so that we can start to enjoy life that we have been given and realize the important things. And for those that are lonely and feel forgotten or isolated, Lord, I ask that you touch their heart in a way that opens them up, maybe pulls back the walls that they've put up around themselves. And I ask that you usher good people of light and love into their lives to make a difference. For all that are going to lose their homes, their lives, their friends, their relatives, their pets, through whatever means, I ask that you be with them. And I ask that you throw open the doors of heaven and allow the good souls to come flooding in. Bring them in, bring them peace and happiness. And any spirit that is lost or still trying to find their way on this planet after their death, Lord, I just ask that you come down and you open the light for them all. Bring forward their friends, their relatives, their loved ones, and help usher them home so that the hauntings cease and the pain ceases and the healing can begin. And Lord, I thank you for all the gifts and the bounty that you brought into my life and for all the great things that you've delivered to the people around the world and all of my friends and followers that are listening right now. And I ask that right now, this moment, no matter whether it's live or they're listening to this at another time, Lord, I just ask that in this moment, you open their lives to begin to have the very best years of their lives until their end of days. Be with our friends, be with our family, and bring us back together. We pray this in your name. Amen. And I know prayer is not for everyone, but thank you for being a part of it anyway. Because whether you just believe in the power of goodness and the power of people coming together, or the power of Gaia, the universe, God, Allah, Donny Osmond, whatever power you subscribe to, Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking a few minutes out of your night to try to put a little good out into the universe. We'll be back with more episodes. But tonight, snuggle up close to people that matter. Share some laughs. Tell each other how you feel. And we'll be back again with you next week. Thank you so much for opening your doors and your hearts and your minds to me and the Paranormal 60 News crew and allowing us to be a part of your journey. And may the darkness of this world be just a little more light with the information and the friendships that we share here. God bless you all. Good night.